male was if an adult male was intimate with an infant girl, or if an mature boy was intimate with a mature female, or if a woman was injured by a piece of wood, the ketubah is 200 zuz. These are the words of Reb Meir. The Chachamim, however, say the ketubah of one injured by a piece of wood is 100. And a virgin who is a widow, divorcee, or has performed kalitza after her marriage, in all these cases, their ketubah is 100 zuz, and no claim concerning their virginity can be lodged against them. A proselyte, a captive, a slave who were ransomed, converted, or emancipated over the age of 3 years and a day, their ketubah is 100, and no claim concerning their virginity can be lodged against them. If one eats in his father-in-law's house in Judea without witnesses, he cannot lodge a claim concerning her virginity against her because he secludes himself with her. Both the widow of a non-Kohen and the widow of a Kohen have a ketubah of 100 zuz, and the court of the Kohanim would collect 400 zuz for a virgin, and the Kohanim did not stop them.
So now here's the case where the guy got married to somebody who he presumed was a basula, and doesn't find basula in him. Right? There's no blood, and now he says, hey, no, you're not a basula like you claimed. He's not claiming adultery. Important here. If he was claiming adultery, that would be now we're talking about a capital case. He's just saying that you claim that you're a basula, but you've had relations with a man before you were even married to me. Okay. She said, so her claim is that after we did Erisin and I was living with my father, some guy raped me. Okay. And that's, the nistach basadecha. So when nistach basadecha is an expression that we use that your field got flooded. It's not that when you made the acquisition, when you did the kiddushin on me, I was a virgin. That's true. But in the interim, I've been raped, and it's your field that got flooded. It's your wife that got raped, and I don't take the loss for that. It's your problem.
So she's claiming that it's his problem because he bought the field.
But it's not literally a field. We're saying that it's like your field got flooded. He's saying it's your property that got damaged. I'm your property, she's saying.
And I got damaged, right?
Okay.
So she has to prove that she was violated? She has to prove that?
That's the point. That's the very point that she's saying is just her claim. Okay. She only has her word that says I was raped. Okay. And the husband says, it happened, and he says, no, this happened before I married you. Okay. And when I married you, it was under false pretenses. Okay. Which means that what he's doing, what he's claiming over here is that he will be allowed to divorce her without a kesubah. Because it was under false pretenses that he married her. Rabban Gamliel and Rabbi Eliezer are menes. They say, she's believed. Why? Because she has a bari claim. She's saying this is what happened, and the husband is saying, well, maybe it happened before we were married. So he's got a maybe claim. He's called a shema. So bari v'shema bari adif. Okay, that's a general principle. If one person's got a definite claim, so for example, taking it in a different case where Reuben says to Shimon, you owe me 100 zuz, and Shimon says, no, maybe I don't. He's not sure. He says maybe I paid you back, or so then the bari is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's Rabban Gamliel and Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Yeshua mer lo mipian anu chayim. He takes a different tack. He says we don't take her word for this. She's not believed as a witness about herself. Ella harei zo b'chezkes bo'ula ad shelo tisares v'hitzatu ad shedavi raya l'dvareha. She has to remain. Well, he says that she remains in a chazaka of a bo'ula ad shelo tisares, that she had relations before she was married, and that she misled him, unless she can bring proof for her words. Okay, why? What's his svara? Why doesn't he go by Bari B'Shema? He takes a different thing. He says that Hamotzi Mechavera Lavaraya. And who's in possession of the money right now? The money of the Kesubos is with the husband. So if the wife wants to claim that she's got rights to this money, then she has to bring a proof to her to this. Okay. The halacha, however, follows Rabban Gamliel Rabbi Eliezer that I don't know the full lamdas of why Rabbi Yeshua's claim that this is that mamotz mechaver alavaraya, which doesn't happen because perhaps because her kesuba is a star that says that you owe me 200, so therefore it's not and he's trying to invalidate the star, and well, you're going to have to bring proof that the star is invalid. Okay. So anyway, that's Mishna Vav. Now Mishna Zayin is a variant on this. Ki omers mukas eitz ani. She doesn't claim she was raped. She says, no, this is you're right that I don't have basulim, but that's because when I was a kid I had an accident and I was injured by a piece of wood, and that's what broke my hymen. Uomer lo ki ela drusas ishat. Says, no, that's I claim that this was caused because you had relations with a man before. Okay, now the claim over here is actually slightly different because in this case, he's not claiming that he should divorce her. Now this is the difference between the two. He's just claiming that remember we just did Chazara today that it was only Rabbi Meir said that a mukas eitz gets a full 200 zuz. But at least according to the Chachamim, she should be entitled to at least 100 zuz as a me'adina. So she's kind of admitting that okay, yeah, I shouldn't be getting a 200 zuz because she's confessing that she's a mukas eitz, right. And therefore she should only be entitled to 100 zuz. But at least she should be entitled to that. And the husband is claiming, no, therefore you completely misled me, and he wants to divorce her without a kesubah at all, and say that you misled me. Okay, so once again, the argument falls exactly the same way. Rabban Gamliel, Rabbi Eliezer, Nemenes, Rabbi Yeshua lo mipianu chayim ela harei zov cheskas jursas ishat shetavi raya lepareha. So the argument falls with the same proponents and proponents that she's believed or not believed, and once again the halacha is going to follow Rabban Gamliel and Rabbi Eliezer that she's got a bari, he's got a shema, and so her claim runs. Okay, now again the same personalities arguing with each other, but in a totally different case. So they see a woman who is euphemistically talking with somebody in the shuk, and what happens is that they saw her with a man in the shuk and they secluded themselves. And now the shaila is going to come about. Okay, so they were secluded. People saw that they were secluded. Now it comes out. Is she going to be permitted to marry a Kohen? Okay, because we don't know who this guy was. Amrula Mati Voshelze. Who is this guy that you seclude yourself with? And she comes and says, oh, Ish Ploni with Kohen who? It was so and so, and he's and never mind Yisrael. He's a Kohen. He's of the finest lineage. It didn't have to be a Kohen, but she's coming and making the strongest claim that his lineage is fine, and you don't have to worry. I'm still kosher lekuhana. Rabban Gamliel, Rabbi Eliezer, I say, okay, that's fine. We accept her claim. Rabbi Yeshua Mer lo mipiha anafayin. How can we trust her? Ela harezo b'cheskas bulan and nasin ulamamzer. We're going to we must assume that maybe he was a nasin, maybe he was a mamzer, and she's asked, and now she's asked to marry a kohen. Unless she can prove herself. Okay, the reason is what the reason of Rabban Gamliel and Rabbi Eliezer is that they say, look, she's got cheskas kasher. She's beforehand she was kasher lekuhana. we need a proof to remove her from the chazaka of cheska of kashrus lekahuna. And Rabbi Yeshua says she removed that chazaka herself because she secluded herself with a man. She wasn't allowed to. She's not married. How's she allowed to marry? How's she allowed to seclude herself with a man? By removing that keskas kashrus from herself, by showing that she's not keeping halacha, she therefore removes her. She also removes her chazaka of kashrus lekahuna. Once again, the halacha follows Rabbi Gamliel and Rabbi Eliezer. Okay, back to Yavamas.
Yudal.
Yudal Ches.
Okay, so all right, Kes is over here. Okay.
Oh, sorry, yes, you're right. You're right in the middle of the big Mishnah. Right. It's the second last case in the Mishnah, which is two normal brothers who married to two unrelated women. One of whom is a.
Okay, I got it. I think it's right. If two competent brothers were married to two unrelated women, one competent and one a deaf mute, and the competent husband of the deaf mute wife died, what should the competent husband of the competent wife do? He should marry her. And if he then wishes to divorce her, he may. If the competent husband of the competent wife died, what should the competent husband of the deaf mute wife do? He may perform either kalitza or yibum. If two brothers, one a deaf mute and one competent, were married to two unrelated women, one a deaf mute and one competent, and the deaf mute husband of the deaf mute wife died, what should the competent husband of the competent wife do? He should marry her. And if he then wishes to divorce her, he may. If the competent husband of the competent wife died, what should the deaf mute husband of the deaf mute wife do? He should marry her, and he can never divorce her.
Yeah. One more.
Okay, test Vav Aleph I have next. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
A woman who went with her husband overseas, and there was amity between them and her and peace in the world, and she came and said, my husband died, she may marry. Or if she said, my husband died, she may be taken in yibum. If there was amity between him and her, but war in the world, or if there was a conflict between him and her and peace in the world, and she came and said, my husband died, she is never believed. No, I'm sorry, my husband died, she is not believed. The Yehuda says she is never believed unless she comes weeping with her clothes torn, and they said to him, in either case, she may marry. Okay. Beis Hillel said, we have not.
That's it.
Oh yeah, that's the way it's broken up. Okay.
Okay, then Gimel Vav.
Vamos, we are on Gimel Vav. If there were three brothers and two of them were married to two sisters, while one was married to a stranger, if the husband of one of the sisters died and the one married to the stranger married his wife and then died, the first one is discharged as his wife's sister, and the second one is her co-wife. If she performed mama with her and then died, the stranger requires kalitza, but may not be taken in yibum. If there were three brothers and two of them were married to two sisters, while one was married to a stranger, if the one married to the stranger died and the husband of one of the sisters married his wife and then died, the first one is discharged as his wife's sister, and the second as her co-wife. If he performed mama with her and then died, the stranger requires kalitza and may not be taken in yibum. If there were three brothers and two of them were married to two sisters, and one was married to a stranger, if the husband of one of the sisters died and the one married to the stranger married his wife, and the wife of the second one died, then the one married to the stranger died, she is forbidden to him forever, since she was once forbidden to him. If there were three brothers and two of them were married to two sisters, while one was married to a stranger, if the husband of one of the sisters divorced his wife, and then the one who was married to the stranger died, and the divorced brother married her and then died, about this it said, if any one of them died or were divorced, their co-wives are permitted. Okay. All right. One more.
Yeah.
If any of them had been the subject of a question of betrothal or divorce, the co-wives require kalitza, but may not be taken in yibum. How is that the betrothal was in question? If he threw the betrothal to her and there is a doubt whether it was closer to him or closer to her, this is a question of betrothal. How is it that divorce was in question? If he wrote a bill of divorce in his own hand, but without witnesses, or with witnesses but without a date, or with a date but only one witness, this is a questionable divorce.
Okay.
Yoma. Okay, Chet Gimel. If one ate and drank in a single period of forgetfulness, he is liable for only one sin offering. If one ate and did work on Yom Kippur, he is liable for 2 sin offerings. If one ate foods that are not fit for consumption or drank liquids unfit for drinking, for example, he drank brine and salted fish fats, he is not liable for a sin offering. We do not afflict the children on Yom Kippur, but we train them prior to the previous year or prior to the 2 years so that they should be accustomed to commandments. If a pregnant woman smelled food or drink and requested that they feed her until she recovers, a sick person, they feed him according to the advice of experts, but if no experts are present, they feed him relying on his own opinion until he says enough.
Shumas.
Okay. Daled Hey. If one wishes to give more truma, Reb Eliezer says 1/10, as in the case of truma ma'isa. If more than this, he should make a truma ma'isa for another place. Reb Yishmael says half pulin and half truma. Reb Tarfon and Reb Akiva say as long as he retains a part as chulin. 3 times, and 3 times is one measure the baskets, at the time of the first ripe fruits, at the time of the late summer fruits, and in the middle of the summer. He who counts is praiseworthy, and he who measures is more praiseworthy, and he who weighs is the most praiseworthy of 3. Reb Eliezer says truma is nullified at 101, and Yeshua says at 100 and something. There is no measure to the something. And Rabbi Yossi ben Meshulam says, and something is 1 kav to 100 saws, 1/6 of that renders meduma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody in your room is complaining.
Excuse me?
Somebody in your room is complaining.
Yes, I know. I pet him, I feed him. If I put him on my lap, it's all over. So you'll have to wait. Hang in there. Only a few more to go. All right. Okay. If there is a bottle in the upper story full of tahor liquid, the bottle becomes tamei for 7 days, even though the liquid remains tahor. However, if one pours the liquid into a different vessel, it becomes tamei. If a woman is kneading dough in a bowl, the woman and the bowl become tamei for 7 days, but the dough remains tahor. However, if the dough is transferred to a different vessel, it becomes tamei. Beis Hillel subsequently ruled like Beis Shammai. And if the utensils are made of dung, stone, or unbaked clay, everything remains tahor. If the utensil is considered tahor for use with sanctified food or the paraduma procedure, everything remains tahor because everyone is trustworthy regarding the paraduma procedure. The reason for the above rulings is because utensils are always tahor, and tahor earthenware utensils, and also tahor earthenware utensils, and curtail tuma when combined with the walls of a structure. How so? If an olive pressing basket was placed on top of a pit or a cistern that is inside a house, the contents of the pit or cistern remain tahor. However, if an olive pressing basket was placed on top of either a well that is level to the floor of the house or a broken basket, the contents of the well or the basket becomes tamei. No, don't do that. You'll print something later. On the other hand, if a flat board or a kneading board with outsides was placed on top of either a well that is level to the floor or the house or atop a broken basket, the contents remain tahor. This is because utensils comply with the walls of a structure to contain tuma only when they are walls. How high must the wall be to block tuma? 1 handbreadth. However, if half of the handbreadth is from a wall and the other half from a handbreadth is from an olive pressing basket, it's not considered to be a wall. It is only a wall when one of them is a handbreadth by itself. Okay. Last over here, we have videos. Okay, Gimel Vav. A woman who was captured by idolaters may eat truma. These are the words of Reb Dosa. But the sages say there is a situation in which a captured woman may eat truma, and there is another in which a captured woman may not eat truma. How so? If a woman said, I was captured, but I am pure, she may eat truma because the very mouth that is forbidden is the mouth that is permitted. But if there are witnesses who testify that she was captured and says, I am pure, she may not eat truma.
Now remember this one over here. We're going to see this now a lot in Kesubos.
Okay.
Because when she's got a claim that about herself, where if she just kept quiet, she would have been believed anyway. So that's the Pesha Asa or Pesha Hitir, is that since without her we wouldn't have known anything better. So now she's coming clean, but she still has a claim that everything's good. We still believe her.
There are 4 cases of doubt in which Rabbi Yeshua rules that it is Tameh, and the sages rule it remains Tahor. How so? Aleph. A Tameh person is standing and a Tahor person passes by. Beit. A Tahor person stands and a Tameh person passes by. Gimel. An object of Tumah is in the private domain, and an object that is Tahor is in the public domain. Dalet. An object that is Tahor is in the private domain, and an object of Tumah is in the public domain. These are the 4 cases. There is a doubt whether a person touched it or did not touch it, or there is a doubt whether one entity formed a roof over them or did not form a roof over them, or there is a doubt whether he moved the Tameh or did not move it. In each of these 4 cases, Rabbi Yeshua rules the person becomes Tameh, but the common rule that they remain Tahor. In 3 cases concerning tumor susceptibility, Rabbi Tzadok rules that the articles can become Tameh, and the sages rule that they are Tahor. Aleph, the nail of a money chamber, base, and a grist merchant's chest, and on the nail of a sundial. Reb Tzadok says, deems these 3 capable of becoming Tameh, but the common rule that they are Tahor.
Okay, that's us.
Quick question. You can shut that off if you want, but just a quick